Not filtering your tap water is ruining your hair, your skin, and your water-using appliances. Stay with us to learn how water filtration and water softening will enhance your home and your health. So you're wondering, now how could water filtration really save you money, take care of your health, all through water filtration? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Well, what's happened is most of us in America have taken water for granted. And it isn't until this year that the federal government finally came out and said, hey, there's bad toxins in our water, and we need to update these antique or old standards that were first created in 1972 and updated in like 1984. So the fact that the federal government is now making us aware about our own water supply, it's a great time for you to sort of wake up and see that water filtration is so important to your body and to your health. So what we're going to do today is sort of talk about what water filtration really means, because when we're talking about the whole home, there is a very common product that's sort of looks like these guys right here. They're pretty big. They stand almost as tall as I am, good ones, stand about as tall as I am, and they filter your tap water. Now, why do we need to filter your tap water? Well, tap water, we were told for many years, we have the best water in the world, right? And that's somewhat true. We've had water that's potable, which means potable means that if I drink it, I'm not going to throw up and die from, being violently sick. So that's a great thing. I mean, that's a huge thing. Most of the world doesn't have that, right? You go to Africa and, man, you drink some water, you can have dysentery and be very, very sick. So we've been blessed to actually have water systems that add chlorine to the water. But what else does water have in it? What are the things that using it every single day in and day out, can cause you problems? You haven't really thought about that, right? So the two things that are in water is rock and chlorine. Most people in America get their water from a city water supply. And nearly 100% of the people in America have rock attached to the water droplet. Now that's important to know, because that rock that's attached to the water droplet actually causes problems. So if I had long hair, which I don't, we would have long hair, and what happens is the rock passes over your hair and it attaches to the water, to the hair follicle, and guess what? That makes it dry and brittle. In fact, we can come over here, you can see we've made a sort of billboard or a little sign that sort of highlights the fact that it dries out the hair follicle. That's why really high-end hair salons buy water softeners. Because guess what? They wash someone's hair, you pay for a deep conditioning treatment, and then you also pay to trim the ends of your hair. And then you walk out and you say, wow, my hair feels great. But 1 week later, after washing it at your own home, you're like, what's going on? And that deep conditioning treatment only lasts for a couple weeks. Then you have to go back again. We have story after story out of our clients who were going in every month to do hair treatments. Just let's use hair for a minute. Trimming the ends of their hair because they were afraid, and the hair was frizzy. So they were going in once a month to get deep conditioning treatments and trim the ends of their hair. It was running them like $100, $120 a month. Now that's in Chicago, so maybe in the suburbs or somewhere else that you live, it might be a little bit different, maybe a little less. But still, that's a monthly expense. We've had person after person after person who said they could now skip a month because their hair was so great. Why? Well, we removed the rock and the chlorine from the water. Pretty simple. Two things that dry out that hair, rock and chlorine. So when we look at the fact that what we use as a result of that, you use more conditioners, hair conditioners, you use more soap. I mean, a lot of times we're washing our hands and you're using more and more soap. Is it because you had more and more dirt on your hands? No, what you don't see, because it's dissolved in water, is rock. And that rock requires you to use more and more soap. So guess what? Softening your water saves you money. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we could literally show you that taking the rock and the chlorine out of your water will put money in your pocket. Because literally every person buys more and more and more cleaning products. In fact, do you know the largest water softening company in the world is Procter & Gamble, because they add so many chemicals to their cleaners, which is designed to first soften the water. In fact, if you look at your dishwasher, open your dishwasher up, and you're going to see a little bowl on the bottom of there, right? It's like a little indentation. What happens? Well, when you turn on the dishwasher, have you ever noticed it turns on, it fills for a little while, and then it sits. It doesn't make a lot of noise. Why is that? Well, it dropped the Cascade tablet or Cascade into the water, and it's allowing the water to sort of to loosen up the chemicals so that now it can create a chemically soft water that's then used to clean the dishes. Wait a second. So what you're doing is you're buying chemicals, nasty chemicals that you would never want to eat, to dissolve in your dishwasher to go clean your dishes that you're going to eat off of. Does that make a lot of sense? When all you need to do is go way back to the beginning and take the rock out of the water to begin with. Now you can use natural cleaners and you don't have to use nasty chemicals. So let's just take clothing, for example. The number one ingredient, one of the top ingredients in Tide, which by the way, they started adding phosphates to Tide, and there's been debate on whether or not they're going to take the phosphates back out, but New York and Europe outlawed Tide because of these nasty chemicals. Why? Because it's bad for the environment. Now, why did they add them in there to begin with? It's to liquid soften the water. Liquid soften the water. So they're using these chemicals to soften the water also that it can clean your clothing. So imagine I had this dirty shirt. By the way, most of us are not working mines or digging ditches anymore, so this isn't that dirty, but I throw it in a laundry machine, right? And how much Tide am I supposed to use? A whole cup. The number one ingredient is softening agents. So now these nasty chemicals, which phosphates are not good for the body, you can't drink it. It says it right on the side of Tide, don't drink it, right? Because of the nasty chemicals. And yet we use that to wash our clothing. Then we think that the water washes that off, but it doesn't. So now I'm walking around with this nice smelling, chemically treated shirt, and it's stuck to my body. Your organ is the largest, or your skin is the largest organ of your body, and it absorbs everything. So literally, I would be wearing a chemical suit. For what reason? All these Tide chemicals got on my clothing, they don't all get rinsed off, and then I'm sitting there putting it on, and I sweat, and now all of a sudden, those chemicals are sitting on my skin. Could they get absorbed into your body? Well, yes. We have tons and tons of customers who have come to us and they're like, I can't take this anymore. There's so much, I get my skin itches. I don't know what it is. And the minute we go and define that it's probably chemicals in their cleaning supplies, and that's done to soften the water, and we say, let's switch that out and take out the rock, then you don't need nasty chemicals. You can use natural soaps to clean your clothing, and a lot less. We go from a whole cup to a tablespoon. Again, how are we able to save you money? There's another example. Less Tide, less Pine Sol, less Windex, less cleaning supplies, less Cascade, less everything. By the way, what else is important to you? Less cleaning, right? If you take the rock out of the water, you're going to be able to not have white scale film buildup on your shower, on your dishes, on your shower stall, the glass on the shower stall, on inside your dishwasher. And so when we look at that, we see that we can obtain so many great benefits from first filtering the rock out of your tap water. I mean, as you can see here, we have a second one. What is the other importance to water softeners? And we protect the plumbing of the house, because plumbing carries your water, and over time, rock builds up inside that plumbing. We talked about the dry, brittle hair, the spots on dishes, the stained tubs and toilets, saving your money, protecting your water heater. What's the biggest thing? Why is there a magnesium rod inside of a water heater? Magnesium rod is designed to attract the rock out of the water. So that's why water softeners are so important to be able to help save you money. In fact, a lot of cases, a lot of plumbers we know, they refer clients to us because they replace a water heater and they're like, hey, we replaced your water heater, but we didn't fix the problem. Customers are like, well, yeah, you did. You put in a new water heater. They go, no, the water heater wasn't broke. Your water was broke. Your water was broke because it has rock in it. The rock is building up inside the water heater and ruining the water heater. So you can sort of see with what one of those looks like. Usually a great water softener is going to have a salt tank, and then you can see filter material inside of there. So the whole home water that comes from the city would run through one of these whole home systems that would take out the rock, and in many cases the chlorine, depending on your water test or water supply. So if you'd like to learn more about water softeners and water filtrations, please let us know. By the way, if you like this video, please click like, share it with your friends and family, because literally 100% of them, almost, could benefit from a healthy water softener and water filtration system. And for you, if you are doing any research, any questions, reach out to us. We're at angelwater.com, or you can reach us at 847-382-7800. My name is Drew, and I'm here to serve you.